So, hi, Jess. It is so lovely to meet you today, and thank you so much for taking out time to share your journey with us today. Um, I would love to know that how she found wealth, made us made such a growth, and would love to know that how in first place you started that business and what inspired you to start it.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I have been in the finance industry for a very long time. As soon as I was 18, I started working at TD Bank. And shortly after starting, initially started as a teller. And then a few months later, I was promoted to be an advisor. And I was the youngest advisor by 4 years. And so I got a big head start on financial literacy, learning about credit, investments. At 19, I was actually helping people with mortgages and investments, and I didn't have any mortgage of my own. And I learned how to invest through the bank. And so I developed a love for finance and just financial freedom. And I saw so many clients and seen different patterns of their behaviors or what was happening in their accounts that kind of helped shape how I, moving forward, could build wealth for myself. And so I went on to different positions. I was in marketing and I worked in cybersecurity. But after I did my master's at Schulich, I realized that I wanted to do something that was really aligned with me. And I went back to the financial literacy space. And so that's how She Found Wealth was born. And
Mhm.
I started helping people doing with their finances, like doing one-on-one financial coaching in a different way, because in the bank it is very streamlined and it's not necessarily about understanding money mindset and different reasons why you might be overspending in one category versus another. But through the one-on-one work I've been able to do, I've been able to adopt my methodologies and the things that have helped me throughout the years. And specifically, like I was helping mostly women with this. I do have some male clients, but I just kind of tapered in that way. And then my business has progressed and pivoted. So I kind of niched down a little bit more. And now I'm helping people learn how to use credit card points to travel nearly free, with the responsible use of credit cards and also using their regular spending. So that's kind of how it has pivoted throughout my entrepreneurial journey.
Oh, that's amazing. That's interesting to me too. That's I think for any women who's working out there, I think you are doing great in terms of educating and doing that. So if I have to sum up that she found wealth in one sentence, how would you describe what it offers to the community?
It offers, I like to specialize with ambitious professionals, and I would summarize She Found Wealth as helping them attain financial freedom and living a safer, more secure life through learning financial literacy.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Because
So
I didn't, sorry, go ahead.
you go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, I think that a lot of people think about finance in a linear way, but it impacts so many aspects of our life. And when I say safer, when you have financial security, you are gonna be able to walk away from situations that may be unsafe. Or, when I say security in general, it just feels empowering knowing that you have money in the bank. If, for example, you lose your job or you get sick, and those are things that have happened to me in my past. And I'm so thankful that I did have the financial literacy and I was building up my savings and investments. And I understand credit very deeply, that during hard times I was able to really lean on those resources that I have. And I have that vision for the community, for women who are just like me, because I find that especially even in corporate settings, you can meet the most intelligent person and they are so confused about their money And I was just baffled by that when I saw that working at the bank and my colleagues and my peers when I was in school. And I think that everybody should have a foundational knowledge on finance. And so, that's what really makes me passionate about it because of the things that I've been through in my life and seeing, it could have went in a totally different way if I didn't have that background in finance. And I want to help share that with the community as well.
Oh, absolutely. I think, yeah, I feel when you're talking about this, I can definitely feel it even for myself. Like I think the knowledge or the foundational aspect of it, like to know those basics and have money in your bank and being solid in that sense, I think it just adds up. Even it takes away the fear. I feel to me it adds up the confidence, even if wherever, like even you are a business entrepreneur or you are a professional if you don't have all that understanding of it, I think you still don't get that confidence. So I feel, yeah, you have actually picked the right reason to be passionate about it. I can see that. So yeah, my next question would be, so you have a little bit mentioned about these challenges, but I would like to ask you that what challenges did you face early on um, when you started She Found Wealth? Like, what were the challenges you specifically encountered with?
There were so many challenges I started as a new entrepreneur, although because I started my entrepreneurial journey right at the tail end of my master's degree. And I did a business master's. So I did a master of management at Schulich. And in practice is very different from in theory. And so I thought that I knew a lot of things. And then as a actual entrepreneur going into starting a business, it's a lot different than what you learn in theory. And I feel like those things that I learned in school help me now at the stage of my business, but I couldn't really understand it at the beginning. So for example, in the beginning, I think one of the major functions of business is sales. You have to sell. And I did not learn anything about selling in school. And just like with finances, every person is going to be different with it and have different feelings towards it. And you have to learn what method is aligned with you and what you feel good executing. And that is one of the major challenges that I had because I had a lot of stigma around selling or high pressure sales. And at the bank, I was in a high pressure sales environment, but thankfully I didn't have to operate in that way because just my personality and we had a high traffic branch. So I didn't have to feel like I had to adopt that methodology. But becoming a business owner myself and having to find leads and customers, that was a really challenging area for me. The sales, also marketing, putting yourself out there and, saying, I have this idea. It's not fully formulated, but this is kind of what I want to do and figuring out the pricing strategies and making sure that it's aligned. And, one of my things is being, I want to be an ethical business and making sure that my pricing isn't overinflated, like multiple things, but also, what everyone says, charging your worth. It's a balance between the two and what you feel good with. So these were the challenges that I was mostly facing in the beginning. I was also balancing so many hats as a business owner in the beginning. You don't have a lot of capital, or maybe you're hesitant to invest some of your own capital. It's hard deciding, what do I really focus on? Should I focus on this area, or sales, marketing, product development, hiring a team? What is it? There's so many decisions that need to be made, and so those are kind of some of the challenges that I face.
There are so many like relatable points I can see. I think many of us as women entrepreneurs, we faces those similar challenges. But thank you for even explaining and being so vulnerable to tell all of them. So thank you. Um, so in when these challenges were there when you started out, and where did leveling it up came into place? How did that came into that picture, or how did you decide it, or where? Like, I would love to know where this leveling it up from seed program came into the picture.
Yeah, so when leveling it up came, it was very timely. I wish I had been exposed to it a lot more earlier because I think I would have avoided a lot more mistakes. And
Mm,
so leveling it up helped me address a lot of the issues that I was facing in my journey. Like I said, even coming from a business background, a financial background, I took courses that were on financial literacy, like Wealth Care 101. I took courses on sales. I had a marketing audit. All of these things had helped me because they're very focused.
mm,
And when you're in school, even if you're learning about business, like I said, it's very theoretical. Leveling up helped me kind of bridge that gap between theory and practice. And so it helped me with so many things. For example, like I was talking about the sales. I did a couple of sales trainings with Savvy Media, and that was really pivotal in my business because I started thinking differently about sales. And the
mm,
foundation of everything that I believe is mindset and how you feel. And sometimes you have to change your mindset about things or your perspective about things to be successful. And that was one of the major things that I had overcome through the leveling up program was my mindset on sales and getting insights from very seasoned entrepreneurs was also so invaluable because I was focusing on a lot of other things that I didn't necessarily need to focus on, but having that mentorship through the more seasoned entrepreneurs like Wendy Kennedy
mm,
and Ellen with Investor Ready, those
mm,
really helped me hone in on the things that I really needed to be focused on, which, I like to do a lot of things and learn a lot of things. I'm a lifelong learner, so I can get into tangents and rabbit holes and having the access to the leveling up seasoned entrepreneurs was really helpful because I really respect them. And sometimes it's hard to find individuals that are actually practicing what they preach. And I knew that these women had been heavily vetted, and I could just tell the way that they spoke. They're just seeing a little bit of insight into their business, learning more about them, that they knew what they were talking about.
mm.
And I was so willing to listen to them. And I had hired other business coaches before in the past. I've invested a lot into my business. And I wish that I had taken leveling it up before I did all of that. It would have been a lot more beneficial. And then I would have known, okay, like this is what I really need, or this is what I really need. Because before I didn't know exactly what I was looking for. I was just kind of trying out and figuring it out.
But absolutely. I think we get the similar feedback from many Leveling It Up participants that like they have invested and they would love to invest more into their business, but coming with Leveling It Up programming and getting access to so many different programs for free, and not only like there was a set pattern, but they could pick and choose according to their business stage. That was the key. So yeah, no, I agree that having access to these different programs and these partners were great for many Leveling It Up participants. If you have to have like give us one thing or name of one thing how for Leveling It Up, like as a program, what it would be. Like if you have to say that, if I'm talking about Leveling It Up by Seed, what word comes to your mind?
Transformational.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good word.
Good word. Yeah. Caitlin, I think now Caitlin would like to ask other questions from you. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Priyanka. And Jess, like you said, um, as somebody that's also coming from a business degree background, I completely resonated with how you said it's so different from learning the foundation of business in practice and then going out and doing it yourself and starting from scratch and wearing all those hats. There's so much more learning to do in practice. So throughout your learnings that you found in the Leveling Up program, did you have any like aha moments or any key takeaways that have really impacted how you work, or it just really like key learnings that you've carried with you throughout your work?
Yes, so I offer one-on-one services. So that's for individuals that want to travel in business or first class, but don't want to pay the 5 to 10K price tag on that. And that was a process that was very intensive for me. And through the Leveling It Up program, specifically in the online legal essentials course, by taking that, I learned how to formulate my contracts in a way that sets the expectations, because I'm a people pleaser, and when people ask me to do things, I'm likely gonna just do it and give them all these things, but that has led me to burnout. And so that has transformed my one-on-one service, because now I say, like, these are the parameters, and I can confidently say this is outside of the scope of our agreement, but I would like to revisit at a different time. And that was something that I didn't have confidence saying before, but just by nature of the contract, they know what to expect. And, I have them initial different areas so that I know that they're acknowledging that this is how it's going to go. And so that was one of the pivotal things that really helped me change the way that I do business. And it is just like everything that I've learned, it has been so impactful in my business, because that is going to help me provide service or better service to more people, instead of kind of over delivering on one service and then feeling drained and I can't help other people that maybe want my help. So, yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome to hear. And yeah, I completely agree. Korean's courses are so good at giving you those tangible pieces that you can integrate into your business and really make a difference right away, which is so, so awesome. Would you say that over the course of the courses, or even talking with partners or working with facilitators, would you say that Leveling Up has helped build your confidence as a woman entrepreneur?
Definitely being able to just have that reasoning why these seasoned entrepreneurs do things a certain way, that helps me make informed decisions on how I want to run my business. And like I said, everyone is going to be different. Everyone's going to run their business in a different way, but I have really honed in on my sales, my marketing, and how I want to show up for my clients. And that has given me a lot of confidence. And just even participating in some of the courses, I've been able to hear validation from other people that what I'm doing is really valuable. And that was something that I was scared of in the beginning. Like I said, I want to operate an ethical business, and I don't want to be so far out of reach or out of touch and not deliver on the value. And so, from going through these courses, I really understood, no, like, there is a huge, tremendous value that I'm offering, and I can charge a certain amount and people will still be happy with that. And the most important thing is finding the most aligned clients that need my services. So it has given me a lot of confidence in my business.
That's awesome. That's so good to hear. And from hearing you talking, I can hear the passion in your work, and how you're driven by your mission of serving the people that you want to support and build up and support them through their work and in living their lives. But I would love to know, have you seen any ripple effects in your community, or any economic impact that has stemmed from the growth that you've been seeing in your business?
Yes, definitely. So one of the things that through the Leveling Up program, I've been able to learn more about corporate partnerships, and also gain the confidence to reach out to people and ask them if potentially there's an opportunity to partner. And so I've been able to get a couple of partnerships. And so the participants that are getting access to the information that I have, they would otherwise not be able to do that, but the organization is paying for my services. And so that has been really game changing for me, and just feeling, like I said, my mission, I do want to empower women. And I completely understand not everybody is always in a position to pay for my services, but now I have a workaround on how I can serve the broader community. And so seeing that has been really impactful for me. In addition, meeting so many beautiful women throughout my journey in my peers throughout this program, it has also been very life-changing, and I've been able to help some of those women that I've met along the way, and that has been really dear to my heart, because I want everyone to be able to feel good about money and travel and, you know, do all these things, and it's not as hard as it's made out to be, if that makes sense.
Wow, no, that's so awesome. Congratulations on your partnership. That's huge. And I definitely want to chat later about how I can use my points to travel for free. I'm so interested. But on that, do you want to share any like milestones that you've shared or celebrated along the way, or either when you were first starting or recently, just something that was like, yeah, I'm doing this.
Yeah, so one of that would be, I have another partnership with an organization, and they got funding from a third party community. So I'm going to be facilitating some financial workshops in universities. So that is something that I'm very excited about. And it is just I'm just getting at a loss for words, just thinking about all the things that are happening this year. It has been a very roller coaster year, a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but learning how to navigate that as an entrepreneur, and really enhancing my resiliency or leaning into that has really shown me the more effort that I am putting in, that I have been seeing the result, and seeds that I've sowed earlier, now I'm seeing now I'm reaping what I'm sowing. And so it is really inspirational for me, and just seeing all these things that are happening. Like, I'm so excited that I can reach more people and partner with different people and learn how to facilitate these things and have strong relationships with people in my community. But that was one milestone. Another milestone is I launched my during the seed program, I launched my beta round for teaching people how to use the credit card points to fly for free or nearly free. And that was a huge thing for me, a huge undertaking, because I had been working on this for so long. And through the leveling up program, I was able to get out of my head and just like put it out there. You know, sometimes you feel like I'm not good enough, or the imposter syndrome, but after I did the program and the feedback that I got, and I had been doing this for one-on-one, but for some reason it just felt harder doing it as a digital program or a course, and I was in my head about it, and I wanted everything to be perfect, and they were just blown away. And just having that feedback, it really melted my heart, because I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can I can really do this. So those were major milestones that I've accomplished.
That's so exciting. I mean, that's huge. There's so many like turns and upcoming like things that you're integrating into your business, and that is so exciting to hear. We love to hear it from our side as well and celebrate with you. And you've talked about this throughout our conversation, but I would just love to ask in general, why do you think that there should be more programs like Seeds Leveling It Up program, and how does this impact entrepreneurs like yourself?
Yeah, I think this is so important to have programs like this to give people exposure to this level of expertise. And like I said, because I came from a business background, and I do find merit in paying people that are experts in their field to expedite my results. That's my thoughts around that. But I understand everybody is not of that mindset, and I know that there can be financial restrictions and different barriers. But having a program like this really can catapult someone's business and give them access to the resources they need. And also, um, like I said, multiple times, coming from a business background, you know, I do have an idea of certain things, but other people may not know, where do I go? What do I do? But the process with the leveling up program was really seamless, like meeting with an advisor, and them helping you choose the courses that would be most applicable to you at the point in your business of where you are. That is just so invaluable. And I think that more women, if they have access to these resources, they would excel and propel their business much further. But without this learning, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, whether you pay for it or you get access through a grant. It is so imperative to continue pouring into your business and self-development. And just some people do not have the opportunity to do that themselves. And so programs like this are so imperative. It's so important. So that women entrepreneurs can get the support that they need.
Thank you so much, Jess. I mean, hearing you say that, it captures exactly what we're trying to do with the Leveling Up program. So I want to say thank you so much for sharing your story today. It's so clear that She Found Wealth is more than just a business. It's driven by your passion and your vision and mission for your community that brings it to life. We're honored to have been a part of your journey through the Leveling It Up program, and we're so excited to see how you continue to grow throughout your business journey. Do you have any final thoughts that you want to share before we end off?
I would say that I'm just so grateful to be a part of this and honored that I even had an opportunity to participate. I've met so many lovely women along the way, my peers, the advisors, every single person from CEED that I've interacted with has been just outstanding and so knowledgeable in the scope of business and so helpful. And this whole program, I'm telling you, it has been so transformational for me. I can't even quantify it or fully explain, but it's just been a life-changing program, and I'm so happy to have been a part of it. And I hope that other people can also get the access that I have. I was really like, I knew how valuable this was, so I put everything that I had into it within my time limitations. But I'm just so happy that I even stumbled across this, and I'm so grateful. So thank you for you and your team. You guys have been so amazing, and the support has been outstanding. So thank you.